Good morning, dear students. I am Dr. Savita Tidmi. I welcome you all in the next lecture of the subject Economic Zoology. This Economic Zoology, under which we have completed three chapters. Chapter 1, Animal Husbandry. Chapter 2, Economic Importance of Insects. Chapter 3, Economic Importance of Birds, Reptiles, and Amphibia. And now today we're going to study the chapter 4, that is vermiculture industry in India. So what is vermiculture? Basically rearing of the worms, that is earthworm, for the decomposition of organic waste is said to be the vermiculture, right? So here is the organic waste, means waste material of the plant origin or animal origin, without any synthetic component, without any artificial component in it. Whatever wastage material is there, that is degraded with the help of worms, earthworms, so that is said to be vermiculture technology. But rearing of the earthworm is said to be vermiculture. Now in our houses you might have seen a lot of organic waste material, vegetable waste material is produced, even the waste food material is also there, right? Even in agriculture, like paddy straws or grasses or the leaves of the bigger plant, all these said to be the organic waste, right? And all this organic waste, if it is burned out, then what will happen? It will going to contribute the pollution, right? And if it is kept as it is, it will cause pollution by the putrefying smell of it, becomes a irritation or irritating for the people surviving in that area. So as to avoid this, what is there is a vermiculture technology developed for carrying out degradation of such a organic material, right? So this is said to be the vermiculture technology. Now this vermiculture technology in India is developed a lot so as to degrade, so as to solve the problem of the organic waste, as well as by decomposing it into a manure, it gives the way towards the organic farming, right? So without applying chemical fertilizer, without applying any such a kind of a artificial things to the agriculture, one can get a better yield from such a agriculture, right? So like that, the vermiculture technology is very well developed in India. Now let's see what is it exactly. So vermiculture has been the primary focus at Maharashtra Agriculture Biotech in India. And organization means this is Maharashtra Agriculture Biotech. This is an organization which has estimated both the commercial as well as educational venture to promote the vermiculture. So this Maharashtra Agriculture Biotech is now well established for production of the vermiculture or vermicompost at the commercial level, as well as for the educational purpose also. This institute, Maharashtra Agriculture Biotech, is working well. Even in 1985, Maharashtra Agriculture Biotech established a small plant to manufacture the vermicompost from the agricultural waste. When it was established, first of all, it was established in 1985, this Maharashtra Agriculture Biotech Institute or organization. And they, first of all, they produced vermicompost from the agricultural waste. And this organization currently producing, this Maharashtra Agriculture Organization currently producing 5,000 tons of the vermicompost annually. You can imagine the quantity, 5,000, it's too much, right? And this much amount of vermicompost is produced by this Maharashtra Agriculture Biotech Industry or organization on the commercial basis annually. And however, it has been in rising awareness amongst the farmer. They are also contributing to increase awareness amongst the farmer regarding use of the vermicompost. Even the researchers, they are also turning towards this industry, and even the policy makers, this Maharashtra Agriculture Biotech, what they does, they used to they convince the farmer about this use of the vermiculture as vermicompost, as well as the researchers, as well as the policymakers, they are trying to attract the focus of all the component of the society towards the vermiculture, towards the organic way of farming. So the group is directly responsible for this group, Maharashtra Agriculture Biotech, is directly responsible for 2,000 farmers, and horticulture is adopting vermicomposting. So they are successful still in convincing 2,000 of the farmers, or as well as horticulturers, to use the vermicompost in their agriculture without the use of a components, or you can say the chemical fertilizers. Instead of that vermicompost, they started using it and getting the result. So how this vermicompost can be prepared, and which are the families of the worms that can be suitable for formation or production of the vermiculture at the commercial basis. Now some of the species, no doubt there are large number of species of the earthworms are there, which are means which can be able to carry out the vermicomposting, but few of them let's study. Some of them are exotic, some of them are Indian varieties, right? So this Ferretima posthuma, it is again indigenous variety and readily available, as well as good for the vermicomposting. Even this Perionyx excavatus, is also again indigenous, means these two species, Ferretima posthuma and Perionyx excavatus, they are the indigenous species of earthworm, good for the vermicomposting. Okay, apart from them, the exotic species of the earthworm are also there, Icenia fetida and Eudrilus eugeni. These two are again the exotic species of the earthworm, which are again good for the production of the vermicompost. So like that, person may select the Ferretima posthuma, may select Icenia fetida, Eudrilus eugeni, or Perionyx. And it depend on the choice of a person, but these four species, out of which two are the indigenous and these two are the exotic species, but all of them are good for the vermicompost at the commercial level. Now in 1991 and 92, Maharashtra Biotech and the Indian Department of Science and Technology promotes the adoption of the vermicompost technology in 13 states in India. They adopted the promotion of vermiculture technology in many states of country. So the group has also established a vermicompost unit with the Chitrakoot Gramodar University, Madhya Pradesh. So this Maharashtra Biotech, as well as Indian Department of Science and Technology, they are also able to establish or successfully establish the vermicompost unit at the Gramodaya University, Madhya Pradesh, which produces 5 tons of the vermicompost per month. You can imagine the vermiculture unit is well established and successfully producing vermicompost per month, right? Even we can say, yes, mountains of the solid waste, like this, mountains of the solid waste, a lot of solid waste, right? So the mountains of the solid waste lying unattended in the street corners have become an inseparable part of the Indian urban scenario. So you can see here, or even you can take example of your home. A lot of organic waste is been produced from the daily activities, like daily activities of the cooking, right? So a huge amount of organic waste is been produced from every town, from every corner of the town, and that entire organic waste is just thrown outside the city in open area, and decomposition occurs over there, and the foul odor which is spreaded through that decomposition is very irritating, very annoying. But this can be avoided if the vermiculture technology is implemented into those areas. So ultimately the compost will be produced, and the dead putrefying smell of the organic waste will be, you can say, it will be over. So that can be possible it has been, again, let's see, it has been computed that India as a whole generate as much as 25 million tons of the urban solid waste of diverse composition per year. So you can see here 25 million tons of the urban waste. A lot of waste is been generated in India per year, and this entire waste is just thrown out, right? And if we can able to utilize this organic waste after segregating into degradable and non biodegradable form, and if we are able to decompose it by either using some nematodes, by either using the vermiculture worms or bacteria or anything else, then the problem of a pollution, waste solid pollution, will be minimized. It has been estimated that about 5,000 earthworms can degrade a heap of organic waste of the dimension 1.2 meter by 2.4 meter by 0.6 meter very rapidly and efficiently. So you can see here the earthworms, they are very efficient in degrading the organic waste of a huge size too, right? Okay. Then BERI is nothing but a municipal corporation at Haryana. This BERI has established 6 large-scale vermicomposting projects. What is the BERI? BERI is the municipal corporation at Haryana that has established 6 large-scale vermicompost project and motivated nearly 5,000 of the farmers in 16 Indian states. So this BERI has spread their work, they extend their hands, helping hands towards the 16 states to use to help the farmers. In about 5,000 farmers they have already motivated, right, in their farming practices to use the vermicomposting. Instead of using a chemical fertilizers, they should use a vermicompost. So several such experiments have been proven that the vermiculture can contribute significantly to crop yield and ultimately the quality of the crop. Several such experiments are there. So whatever a crop is, means whatever yield is produced through such a agriculture, organic farming, is always better. Why? Because see, let me explain this diagram. No doubt this is a carbon cycle, but don't focus on the carbon cycle, you just focus on this. So whatever organic waste is produced either from the plant origin or either it is originated from the animal or man-made activity, whatever it is, so entire that organic waste is goes down into the soil or it is thrown over the open area, right? And that organic waste under the activity of a decaying organism, right, maybe some bacteria, maybe some fungi, or maybe earthworm, or maybe other nematodes. So under the activity of such a decaying organism or biodegrading organism like earthworms, these organic waste of animal origin and plant origin, they start decomposing and minerals they released freely into the soil, and these minerals are when they released from the soil, again this takes place in presence of sunlight. Okay, when they released freely into the soil, these minerals are now acting as a inorganic substances. They now treated as a inorganic substances, and these are inorganic substances, they can be absorbed readily by the plant, and along with the open sunlight or along with the sunlight, photosynthesis carry out, in which these inorganic substances or minerals, they are means they are utilized in synthesis of a food material, right? And after that these food materials are again consumed by the animals, and again the waste material is thrown, so this cycle is going to repeat. So what vermiculture does here in this case, worms, they carry out degradation, biodegradation of the plant organic substances as well as animal origin organic substances, and whatever nutrients are there in the body of plant and animal, they are set free right? They are set free and then utilized by the plant again. So it help for degrading the organic waste as well as releasing the nutrient, and all these nutrients they can be utilized by the plant very easily, right? So ultimately it helps to increase the soil productivity, it helps to improve the soil quality as well as the quantity. So ultimately humus is there, humus is help to increase the soil quantity. So in the Pune district, so this is the example we have studied from the Beri, that is from Haryana. Now come to the Maharashtra again. In Pune district, grape production, no doubt Maharashtra again is at the top for the production of the grapes, especially the Nasik city. So in Pune district, grape production increases 50% at a vineyard that employed earthworm. So whatever vineyard is there, they have used earthworm to carry out vermicomposting, and then that vermicompost means a manure is been given to the plant, grape plant, and so ultimately they have observed that the 50% grape production is being increased by the use of the vermicompost, right, in their farm. So this is again a proven result. Even in the Maharashtra state, the vermiculture helped stabilize the soil pH, right? So vermiculture helped to stabilize the soil pH, even increases the potash content of the soil. So potash is one of the very important nutrient required for the plant, and as I said, the worms they help to biodegrade the organic matter of plant origin as well as animal origin. It used to release the nutrient freely into the soil. So the vermiculture or vermicompost technology also act as a buffer for checking the soil pH, for regulating the soil pH. Even the pH of the soil is maintained, as well as the you can say moisture content of the soil is also retained, right? So this is very important aspect of the vermiculture technology, that it stabilizes the soil pH. See, if the soil pH has been increased or it is decreased than the normal, and this often happen because of the use of synthetic fertilizer or chemical fertilizer, but by the use of the vermicompost this problem is then resolved there. The soil stability, pH stability is there. Even you can say the moisture content ability of the soil is again improved. So ultimately such a soil will gives a good yield. Even in the South India, we have seen the North Indian example, then east example from the east, and now we will see the example from the South India. So worms are credited for doubling wheat production and quadrupling the grass pasture production. So they used vermiculture for the growing or for the manuring the wheat field, where they got a good result, better result than the chemical fertilizer. Even the grass production is also found to be very well when they use the manure, that is vermicompost. So ultimately, vermicompost, use of the vermicompost is much more beneficial to the farmer, as it is saves the cost of chemical fertilizer, as well as it also saves the what we can say cost of pumping the water. Why? Because the vermicompost, it has the ability to retain the water, it increases soil ability to retain the water, and itself vermicompost act as a manure. So ultimately it saves the money of a farmer, which was wasted on the chemical fertilizer as well as frequently watering the field. So it is always beneficial. Apart from this, it also help for the maintaining harmony of the ecosystem, as no chemicals are used, as no hazard is there to the ecosystem, right? Okay, a project that began in 1991 at a Sanjeevan school at Panchgani in Maharashtra. See, students, we are observing, we are studying number of example from Maharashtra as well as India, which were well established in vermicompost technology since long time back, right? So a project that began in 1991 at Sanjeevan School at Panchgani in Maharashtra, India, uses a vermi filter. A filter employed earthworm to process the sewage for 550 students. So human waste of the human origin that was produced in the Panchgani school, which was again decomposed with the help of earthworms. So that was again a successful project. So in this again there is the problem of human waste, decomposition of the human waste is again solved, and the manure is again produced. So a vermi filter uses vermicasting, beneficial, that is aerobic bacteria, and plant root matrix, as well as burrowing earthworm. All these things they were used for vermicomposting, as well as you can say, yes, in another term, decomposition of the waste. So what is required? Bacteria they required, vermiculture worms they required, again some vegetable material like plant root matrix or even plant leaves they are also required, and earthworms obviously, right? So however, for further increasing the efficacy of the vermicomposting, care should be taken to see that worms thrive on the organic matter, can breed faster, can tolerate the moisture, and withstand the climatic fluctuation. If this is not going to happen, then what will be there? If you are unable to throw the worms on the organic matter, the worms cannot degrade the organic matter. Even if they cannot breed faster, so ultimately again the whatever organic matter is there that cannot be processed within a time, even the moisture tolerant as well as the climatic fluctuation, it must be there. The most beneficial feature of the vermicomposting is that it eliminates foul smell of decaying organic waste. This we already. So this diagram of the decomposition of organic waste we have already studied. Now, okay. So let's go back to here, the first slide. Here, what is that? Organic waste of vegetable, that is domestic origin as well as agricultural origin. What happened? So this organic waste along with some loamy soil, even along with the worms, foliage, right? A bed has been prepared like this. These are nothing but the bed, vermicompost beds. Okay, and to that vermicompost bed at the baseline there must be added, just a second. Okay, so here is a bed which we have seen in the first image, that is this one. This bed is the vermicompost bed has been constructed, been prepared on the basis of certain principles like this. See here, dry banana leaves are kept at the top, which is useful for maintaining the moisture into the vermicompost unit. Even cow dung means organic matter of animal origin as well as other waste organic matter is being given uniformly or over the top layer or into the top layer, just below which there is a loamy soil, there after that there is a coarse sand and broken bricks, pieces of the bricks are kept. So like this a vermicompost bed is being constructed, it is been prepared. The vermiculture, that is worms, they are added above which, and this organic waste is again, it is not like once you have given the fed, that is organic matter as well as cattle dung to the worms and your role is over. No, you have to repeat this treatment, you have to give frequently the organic material as a food to the worms, growing worms, because worms as they are growing, they are multiplying, they are increasing in number and carry out simultaneously degradation of the organic matter present here in the peat, or you can say into the bed. So like this you need to give them organic matter frequently, and that will worms will do their work. So after 90 to 120 days of their activity, your vermicompost is ready for the use. Right, now let's see. uh, Apart from this, like in Maharashtra Biotech, as well as a Berry in Haryana, some South Indian institutes or organizations, apart from them, there are some organizations which are actively engaged in production of the vermicompost, right? Which are there? So Nirumal Corner House Limited is again engaged in vermiculture technology. Even the worms to convert the vegetable waste generated from the food processing. This Nirumal Corner House, they might having the food processing unit, and whatever organic waste, vegetable waste is being generated through their food processing unit at Noida, it is then converted into the vermicompost, which is nothing but a good natural fertilizer. Right, so this is again one of the organization which is engaged in the vermiculture. Even Velvet Hill Real Retreat has initiated a vermiculture program too. Apart from that, Mumbai too has its share of vermiculture unit with the Bal Bhavan. And Bal Bhavan is nothing but the educational institute where vermiculture unit has been established. They are taking interest in the vermiculture technology. Even there is a small garden near the Hasaram Rijumal College, which is located at the Church Gate, Mumbai, which has a vermiculture pit and which uses worms casting for the manuring. So ultimately, my dear students, the vermiculture technology is much developed in India, but still it need to develop more so as to avoid the pollution, so as to avoid the use of excessive use of the organic fertilizer, because use of the natural fertilizer or natural component is always beneficial for the health of animals, for the health of the plant, as well as for the health of overall environment. Because the organic matter which we use as a fertilizer, that doesn't cause any kind of a wastage, any kind of a pollution problem. They are not going to contribute to the pollution, not going to contribute to the air pollution or soil or water pollution. Rather, they increases the soil fertility, they increases the soil, means they maintain the soil pH. They also help to what we can say, rejuvenate the plant growth, as well as apart from that, they also help us to reduce the load of a pollution, as well as to maintain the healthy ecosystem. Right, so that's all about vermiculture technology in India.